and kind of speak about, you know, a situation that has been capturing the culture, so to speak. And it's something that, you know, if you are hip to anything that is happening on social media, you may be clicking on it, you know, and some people may be adding their 2 cents to it. Other people have already formed their opinion. When it comes to things like this, I don't know, right? I don't know all the details, but I do know that, you know, the snitch word is being thrown around, and it's really, to say tainting people's legacy, that would be an understatement. It's beyond that, right? So it's gotten beyond just tainting someone's legacy. But at the end of the day, uh, people need to understand that that whole street stuff is not what you think it is, right? It's not as black and white as you believe it is, right? And I'm not here to condone anybody's behavior in this whole situation. Um, and I don't know if Big Meech snitched or not. Like, I can't sit up here and tell you that, yes, this is exactly what it is that happened. Um, Nor is any of this anyone else's business, to be completely honest with you. But, you know, when you do attain this level of success, especially, you know, from a certain culture, and you guys know exactly what it is that I'm talking about, people may hold you to a certain standard, right? And people may have thought to themselves, yo, Meech would be the benchmark of this street thing, right? BMF is the benchmark of it. But when it's all said and done, I think people need to understand that that whole, there's very few people, when they get jammed up in situations like that, very few people are going to be like, just really hold it down and just remain solid, right? And again, this isn't me saying that he did or he didn't snitch. This isn't me saying, you know, yeah, that he did or he didn't snitch. But when you kind of look at the situation, right, you think to yourself, well, you know, 50 Cent was really, you know, inspired by Big Meech. What's up, Kobe? What's up, Kobe? Big up yourself, man. Welcome to the stream. 50 Cent was inspired by Big Meech. 50 Cent was so inspired that he decided, yo, you know what? We need to make a story, or we need to make a TV series, right, about your life. Hey, what up, homie? Says Colt. Big up, Colt. Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Sup, dog? What's up, Javon? Yeah, but Big Meech, well, 50 Cent decided that he was going to make a series, a television series about, you know, the BMF, right? And I watched maybe season 1, right? I don't really watch TV shows too much. It's just like Power. I probably watched 2 seasons of Power, and then that was it for me. Unless it's something that I really, really get into. And don't get me wrong, it's brilliant art. It you know, but it's just, it was just a little bit too much for me, right? But yeah, 50 Cent, you know, wrote a TV series. They were working on a movie, all of that sort of stuff. So he might have looked at the situation like, man, you know what, bro? The least that I expect is for you to just be, not even, you don't have to be loyal or anything like that. Like, you're not, but it's just one of those things that I'm really holding you down so that when you come out, you know, you kind of realize who it is that really was helping you while you were in there. Like, so while you were in there, I helped your son get his acting career off the mark. I helped him bring in some revenue. I helped him to take care of himself and his bills and all of that sort of stuff. So I did all of these things. And then when you come out, you take a picture with somebody that I don't like. I think that's what the most of this really boils down to. You know, the allegations, I can't speak much about the allegations, to be honest with you. I don't know if he snitched or if he didn't snitch. So this isn't me convicting anybody of doing something. Big up yourself. Welcome. So this isn't me convicting anyone of anything. This isn't me saying he did snitch or he didn't snitch, right? I think there's one person that's involved in the case that's indicating that, yeah, Big Meech did tell on him, right? But a lot of times, you know, in those situations, people tend to think with their emotions. I don't know the guy. I don't know how much weight his word, you know, how much value to put on his word. And I think a lot of people are arriving in conclusions based on their limited perspective of what it is that really happened, whether it be behind the scenes or out in the open, right? So there's some people that might be 60-40 that believe that he snitched versus he didn't. And there's some people that they just 100% believe that this is what happened. I can't tell you that this is 100% what it is that happened, guys. Yeah, I just can't. I can't sit up here and pretend like I know. I don't know the details behind that. Javon says it happens in every gang. Man, it happened, bro. The streets don't love anybody, bro. That's what I'm trying to show you, that there's no loyalty in this thing. You understand what I'm saying? There's no loyalty. And then a lot of times you have like you have this picture painted that this is what this person is, and then come to find out that's not who they really are. Like some of these dudes are moving spooky behind those bars, moving really spooky. You know, read between the lines. This is cryptic reasoning, but moving really spooky behind those bars, and you may think that these guys are, you know, like an arrow, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when people kind of idealize things based on their own sort of ignorance, it's just like you'll have a lot of people that go to church that don't uphold the church values. You got a lot of people that go to church that do some of the most wicked, evil, vile things and hide behind their religion. You have people that not only go to church, you have people in different religions, all types of different religions that do some very heinous things and hide behind their religion and sort of carry themselves a certain type of way where people think that they are the image that they portray, right? So it's just one of those things. I think people need to, you know, do what they want, really. But at the same time, I think I think it would do you a lot of good if you were just a lot more objective when it comes to human beings and human nature, right? Like most people, like especially somebody that was living a high life, that was at the top of the food chain, so to speak, quote unquote. You know, maybe some people might say that the person that he got the stuff from was the top of the food chain, but certainly in terms of what it is that he was accused of doing and what he went down for doing, which was distributing and you know, other things like that, he would be at the top of the food chain. And I think a lot of people kind of, they see the glitz and the glamour and all of those things, and they think to themselves, oh man, you know, that's the type of lifestyle that they aspire to attain. But they don't realize that there's a lot of things that really come with that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, just stay out the street, man. It's like, it's really dog eat dog. And a lot of the people that you think won't snitch, they are going to be the first people to snitch, right? And again, this isn't me saying that Big Meech did or he didn't snitch, right? This is just me telling you from, you know, just probably being alive longer than a lot of you guys, right? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm approaching my mid-30s, but I've been around the block. You understand what I'm saying? And when it's all said and done, people tend to be loyal to their own needs. People are going to be loyal to their own needs. They're not going to be loyal to, you know, your needs. Like it takes a different type of being to really sacrifice themselves for anything, right? Much less, you know, confine themselves to hell on earth at the expense of their freedom. You understand what I'm saying? There's not a lot of people that are willing to do that, right? And again, the street, it's so much disloyalty in the streets that it's like, I don't understand why anybody would expect anything different. I don't understand why anybody would expect anything different, right? Y'all not really trying to build empires. If you are, you're not trying to build empires on anything solid, because everybody wants to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be the, you understand what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, it's about, you know, if you're going to build an empire and you're going to help people, make it be one of those things where you build something on kindness, where you build something on helping one another, where you build something on setting a solid foundation, right? Foundation that stands for something. You know, and this isn't me judging anybody or anything like that, but it's just, you know, shout outs to everybody that's trying to do something, but at the end of the day, it's just the way that we go about things a lot of times, right? And I think with 50 Cent, and I think a lot of people may be judging him and how he reacting to the situation, but he kind of looks at it and he's looking at it like, damn, bro, I done did all this for you, bro. You come out, you take pictures with my ops. You take pictures with somebody that I had problems with for a very long time. It's like, bro, don't you understand that this is what it is that's been happening? Like, how is it that you hanging around with this person, right? And he may look at it like, yo, he made a song, they called me Big Meech, right? He might have looked at it like, yeah, you know, he did a song for me, you know, that was a big song that really kind of helped me get through what it is that I was going through at the time, right? But it's just one of those things, man. It's just, you know, bad timing. It's distasteful, and you kind of got to look at it, because I get, you know, people, you know, you got to understand that people on both sides kind of helped him. Rick Ross helped him out big time with that song, right? And 50 Cent helped him out big time with taking care of his, you know, him from a financial standpoint, taking care of his son while his son was out here, like looking out for him. You understand what I'm saying? But again, you didn't know the guy before he went in. So that was a miscalculation on your part. But you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, it's one of those things, right? It was like, you can see a girl and think to yourself, like, all right, boom, I'm gonna paint a picture for you guys, right? So you might see a girl and she look good. And then you decide, oh man, she's the one. And for whatever reason, you decided that she's the one, right? So now you start, you know, paying her bills, and you start, I don't know, like, you know, you start like doing all that type of stuff. But you don't really know the backstory. You don't really know this girl. You just know that you like this girl. And then when push come to shove, she decides, oh, nah, she ain't rocking with you no more. So now all the bills that you paid, you know, you probably bought her a house or something, probably bought her a car, all of that sort of stuff. And now she decides, nah, she's out. She's, you know, she's not. But you didn't know the person. So really, who is it to blame? You know what I mean? From that standpoint, right? So I guess 50 Cent kind of looked at the situation like, yeah, this person right here, they stayed solid. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know what goes on in these people's heads, to be honest with you, right? But maybe he looked at it like, yeah, this is a dude that stayed solid. This dude built an empire. This dude did this, and this. I like this, and I want to tell the story about this. But maybe he idealized them, and he had this image about this person in his mind, but this isn't who this person really was. You get what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that's big, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. G-Von says, I get you, dog. Big up yourself, man. Big Meech's plea agreement was supposed to be signed in March. It wasn't until November. Where the paperwork for that November trial? Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. I haven't looked at nobody's paperwork. I just been hearing things through the grapevine, and I know, especially a lot of times when things do hit the internet, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? You got to understand, 50 Cent is a very, very popular guy, right? A lot of people know 50 Cent. I've met 50 Cent before, you know, and he's not just known locally. He's not just known in the States. He's also known internationally as well. So if 50 Cent says something, it's going to reach a lot more people than a Big Meech. If 50 Cent says something, especially because of the entertaining spin that he puts on it, people are going to share, and they're going to repost and all of that sort of stuff. So people have already arrived at what conclusion they believe is to have happened without actually doing the due diligence, right? Myself included. I don't care enough about this to be sitting down there researching and looking at these people's paperwork. I don't. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, because it's something that's culturally relevant, because it's something that people kind of look from the outside looking in like, damn, people are disappointed. I look at it from a different angle, because I realize people that you think are going to be loyal, they are not. And I realized that since I was a young kid, right? And there's been times where I kind of went against my own sort of realization and gave people the benefit of the doubt. But at the point where I'm at in my life, it's like, man, you got to allow people to really show you who they are, right? You have to allow people, and different people are going to respond and react in situations differently. I don't know if Big Meech snitched or not. People are saying he did. There's other people saying he did. Right? But here's the thing. What if he didn't really snitch? What if Big Meech didn't snitch at all, right? What if he didn't snitch, but everybody's running with that narrative of, oh, he snitched? Does that mean now all this time that he put in right behind bars, remaining solid, all this time that he did in the street, what has that come to? It's come to now people's public perception, and it's come to the opinions of other people, right? It's not, and it ain't even about what the facts are. The facts could be the facts, right? But have people outright said this guy is snitching? Some people have, but I don't know. What does it say in the paperwork? I do not know. The one thing I do know is that this loyalty thing that people are looking for in the street, and I think, boom. All right, so you see the situation that happened with 50 Cent and Big Meech? Bad things have happened to people for less than that. Bad things have happened to people for less than that, right? Sometimes the way you look at somebody and the energy transfer, right? When you sort of match that person's vibration, right? You don't know what that other person's like. Everybody's going through their own sort of personal battles and the things that they value in their own personal subjective sort of, experience. So that being said, because 50 Cent looked at this situation like, man, I looked out for you big time. I made a lot of sacrifices for you while you was in there because I wanted you to come out and be in a good place. And then when you come out, you're going to hang out with people that I have a problem with. 50 Cent looks at it from the perspective of, man, he was in the street. 50 Cent looks at it from the perspective of, oh, well, you rocking with people that don't rock with me. That means when you get around me, I can't trust I can't trust you enough to really open up to you. I can't trust you enough to really express certain things to you because you're going to go back to this. And those things are life and death. Those are matters of life and death. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times you'll see some people, it's like, especially when you're dealing with people like from the street and stuff like that, you'll see where some people get like, I guess the industry term, the term that people use in the industry is like blackballed and this, that, and the third. And I'm not here to say people being blackballed is a good thing, right? Because I think everybody deserves the opportunity to take care of their family, right? But that's when you're dealing with things on a business level. I think on a business level, I think blackballing people, you only blackball people that you fear on a business level, right? You only blackball people that you think can have some sort of impact or stifle your growth. I think that's why people blackball people on a business level. But when it comes to people like in the street, it's more a life or death sort of thing. Because you're dealing with people that a lot of times they act on pride and ego, right? Sometimes they do a lot of times they use logic as well, but for the most part, it's about pride and ego. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you get seen with somebody that's my enemy. Now everybody's over there like, yo, what's up, man? Ain't this the dude that you was looking for? And the perception, how you're perceived, and then also, can you trust this person, right? So all of those things kind of come into play when, sort of looking at the situation objectively, right? But yeah, man, I think people got to understand the biggest thing to take away from this situation is, bro, stay out the street, man. The streets, bro, the streets don't love anybody, bro. Real talk, it don't love anybody. So whether he snitched, whether he didn't snitch, it just shows you, man. It just shows you, bro. Everybody's in it for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And, him coming out, taking pictures with 50 Cent's ops, you know what I mean? He might have felt like he had his reasons to it, but 50 Cent looks at it, and I think both people are well within their right to look at it from their perspective, right? But this is the subjective thing. I think people got to establish their boundaries and the foundation before. I think if the boundaries and the foundation was established initially, I think it would alleviate a lot of what it is that's going on, because then you could fall back on, well, see, bro, I told you, bro, I appreciate everything that you did for me, but we didn't establish any boundaries saying that I can't hang out with this person or that person or anything like that. You know what I mean? I didn't know. Big Meech been away for a minute. Big Meech don't really know everything that's been happening out here. Big Meech don't really know 50 Cent's whole character like that. He don't, right? Um, and neither does 50 Cent. 50 Cent just seen the story. He liked the story. You know what I mean? He didn't necessarily align himself with these people, but at the same time, he admired something about them. So it admired them enough that he's like, yeah, let's do something for these people. And maybe it was a business move, but it's one of those things, man. You gotta understand the type of people that you're dealing with, right? And 50 Cent survived a lot of things. He survived a lot of things. And, you know, once you survive as many traumatic experiences as 50 Cent, and you still have that sort of cutthroat mentality, it can be detrimental to the people that cross you. Let's just put it that way. And Big Meech he's no slouch either. He didn't get to where he is by being soft either. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't know. I think they might have two different types of mentalities, right? I think they're both hustlers, but in different ways. And I think a big part of why Big Meech was who he was is because of how he networked with people. And yeah, you know, so I think Big Meech didn't really look at it the same way as 50 Cent. And I'm not saying 50 Cent is wrong for looking at it how he looked at it. How he's going about it, I probably wouldn't go about it the same way. But yeah, it's rather unfortunate for everybody involved. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyways, I'm going to talk more about this situation at a later date. I might look over the paperwork myself, who knows, right? But I think I really want to talk a lot more about the Jay-Z situation and what's happening there, because I don't like how people are tearing down people that establish things in our culture. And I think that the whole Jay-Z thing is a witch hunt, to be honest with you. Diddy, on the other hand, bro, you know what I mean? I think Diddy, I think some of it that he's being accused of, I do think some of it, yeah, there's a strong possibility that allegedly are true. They are true. But I think there's a lot of it that's people making up stuff in order to get a bag as well. And I think a lot of it was people that were adults that decided they were gonna take part in that stuff. You know how they get down over there in Hollywood. And I think Diddy's already sort of had this reputation that people knew about. You know what I mean? So when that whole thing came out, like, that wasn't like the biggest shock in the world. It's like people been hearing stuff like this about Diddy. So yeah, if he had that reputation with people that wasn't in the industry, that's never been around the industry, anything like that, then imagine the people that actually do know him, right? So it's just one of those things. I think a lot of those people were adults and they took themselves to these places knowing exactly what it is that was gonna happen. But yeah, I think in some of the cases, yeah, he's proven, you know, that he has certain character flaws. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't sit up here and defend that man straight up and down. You dig what I'm saying? I can't. But when it comes to this particular situation with Jay-Z, yeah, especially because I go and watch the video that I put out. You know what I mean? I broke it down last week, about 5-6 days ago. And I've spoken about it a few other times. I had people in the comment section going crazy, typing like full paragraphs and shit like that. And it's like, bro, like, relax. You understand what I'm saying? Because we already looked over everything. We looked at the facts. We looked at the evidence, right? And we broke it down. And if you guys really want to see something, if you really want to see all the evidence and all the facts, click on that video that I did last week, right? Go to videos. Click on that video that I did last week. I'm going to break down the whole thing to show you guys, you know, what happened with the Jay-Z situation. And I show you all the inconsistencies in that woman's story, right? It's straight up and down a witch hunt. And then there's new things that developed where you realize that, oh, initially when Busby released that 1-800 number, she called. And then Jay-Z wasn't even in the initial complaint. Initially, she said it was Diddy. And then she added Jay-Z, I guess, a week or two later, right? But I guess a week or two later, right? But it wasn't the same day. Let's put it that way. It wasn't the same day that she added Jay-Z to the thing, right? So for me, and then if her father's saying I don't recall none of that. You understand what I'm saying? And then she left from Raw. Yo, it's just so many inconsistencies. Just check it out. Check out the video. I just wanted to tap in with you guys. Make sure you guys go watch that video. It's under videos. I don't quite remember exactly the title of it, right? But I think when you see the thumbnail, you're gonna see fact or fiction. So check that video out. Peace out, everyone. I got a few things that I need to do, but I'll be back later.